fireworks in your neighborhood? New clues about the blast that rocked New York's famous Central Park. The tourist seriously injured stepping on the explosive object. Now more police than ever taking to the city's streets this holiday. And around the country, authorities tracking millions all at once, looking for signs of danger. Donald Trump's tweet at the center of a political firestorm. Is it anti-Semitic? What he's saying tonight. And the 911 call that prompted this aggressive takedown. Why police are now apologizing tonight.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir. Reporting tonight, Cecilia Vega.
Good evening. On this 4th of July, we begin this holiday with severe storms and a nation on high alert. These images just coming in reported tornadoes, a dark wall of clouds in Louisa, Kentucky, and near Charleston, West Virginia. This Walmart in Kentucky badly damaged by the storm. Torrential downpours blinding drivers in the Midwest, and at the same time, police are out in force from coast to coast ahead of the festivities tonight. The NYPD deploying the largest police detail ever on the 4th of July. Ginger Z has the holiday forecast in a moment, but we begin tonight with ABC's Philip Mena.
Tonight, severe storms marching across Kentucky, sending trees into homes. Dangerous displays lighting up the night skies, alongside the fireworks this holiday weekend. Lightning setting homes ablaze. In Plano, Texas, homeowners salvaging what they could after this suspected strike. Another bolt sparking a fire at an apartment complex near Dallas.
And suddenly there was a bolt from the blue. I've never heard such a large bang in my life.
It's all part of a wave of storms punishing the plains and now marching east. In Colorado, hail the size of golf balls shattering windows.
I thought there was a tornado coming, and so I ran to the windows and the hail was just busting through the windows.
From 9 inches of rain in Kansas to this twister in Stillwater, Oklahoma. State troopers there searching tonight for a woman after her car was swept away in floodwaters. Across the country, another threat. 16 wildfires raging across 8 states. Some officials warning backyard fireworks could easily spark fires because conditions are bone dry.
Whether it's fireworks or lightning, the threat of fires is a major concern tonight. Here, it was a lightning strike that destroyed this apartment building. But thankfully, Cecilia, everyone was able to escape safely.
An incredible scene there, Philip. Thank you. Let's get right to ABC Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z. Those storms are now pushing east, Ginger, so people won't see the fireworks show tonight.
Yeah, we've got the clouds here ahead of those storms that are just to our south and west, but the rain that we're going to get is relatively benign. It's the storms to the southwest again that I'm concerned about. 2 pockets tonight, the hail in the northern plains, and then of course that area in Kentucky. You just saw the latest pictures in from the severe thunderstorms and reported tornadoes. From Charleston back to parts of Tennessee, you had that severe thunderstorm watch for the next couple of hours. Let me take you to the next threat, right? So that's the rain that comes through. We stopped it right at fireworks time. Western Virginia, parts of West Virginia, going to see those stronger, heavier downpours right through Philadelphia and New York City. Much lighter rain, still going to inhibit you a little bit. And a real quick look at the threat tomorrow. Minneapolis in the heart of it, and then hence threat area, hail and damaging wind, the main threat. Cecilia?
Okay, Ginger, and happy 4th to you. Thank you. From New York all the way west, the country is on high alert. In Washington, D.C., security teams are out in force at the National Mall. A record number of people traveling today, and police at traffic control centers on the lookout for trouble. ABC's Lindsay Janis on the millions of families on the move tonight.
Across the country, millions of Americans are gathering to celebrate the 4th. And tonight, police on high alert for anyone or anything suspicious. Boston taking no chances for its famed Boston Pops concert. Law enforcement keeping a watchful eye.
We have the capabilities to adapt and adjust and be able to get cameras for the north, south, east, and west in a moment's notice.
Standing guard in New York City, a counter-terror command center monitoring 9,000 cameras.
At the click of a mouse, we can move from camera to camera.
Up to 1 million people expected to come out and watch the show here.
Here in New York City, these are some of the thousands of officers who will be patrolling during tonight's fireworks display.
New this year, a team of dogs now specially trained to sniff out explosives on a moving target.
We live in very dangerous times. The public depends on us. and we depend on you.
Bag checks and body scans, a given for the 500,000 people expected at Chicago's Navy Pier and D.C.'s National Mall, where we found the National Guard. People there reminded that it's a no-drone zone.
Cecilia, hundreds of thousands of people are gathering along New York's East River. Authorities here and across the country are asking crowds to be extra vigilant tonight. Cecilia?
Okay, Lindsay, thank you. Now to that mystery explosion in New York Central Park. A teenage tourist losing part of his leg after stepping on a homemade device. Authorities revealing new clues tonight. That explosive material found in a plastic bag. ABC's Mara Schiavocampo has more.
Tonight, the NYPD searching for answers about the mysterious object exploding in Central Park and the motive for leaving it behind.
I refer to them as an explosive hobbyist or an experimenter. I believe we have somebody that made this material, and then he wanted to test it. Their backyard is Central Park.
The material now being tested at a forensics lab. The sound of Sunday's blast caught on camera. After an 18-year-old Virginia tourist set off the explosion simply by jumping off some rocks. Moments later, police and the bomb squad rushing to the scene.
It sounded like a cannon, so that's why I thought it was like a 4th of July thing.
The victim's friends caught in the chaos right after the blast.
We don't know what happened. There was a small explosion and then dust.
Beyond the caliber of fireworks, just based on what we heard.
The victim, a college student, has now had part of his leg amputated. Officials say the 3 tourists are not suspects and there is no indication of terrorism, but there are still many unanswered questions.
The best case is that somebody was terribly irresponsible in putting together chemicals that they knew could hurt somebody. Worst case is perhaps somebody planted this with an intent to hurt people on a very busy holiday weekend.
The victim's family says he is in serious but stable condition. As for the investigation, officials say the lab results for the explosive material will be back later this week. Cecilia?
Okay, Mara, thank you. And to the race for the White House now, Donald Trump caught in the middle of a Twitter firestorm once again. This is the tweet at the center of it. Hillary Clinton calling the use of that star anti-Semitic. But late today, Trump doubling down, calling her the most corrupt candidate ever. Here's ABC's Mary Bruce.
Tonight, Donald Trump on the defensive over this image, a tweet showing what appears to be the Jewish Star of David over a backdrop of money, labeling Hillary Clinton the most corrupt candidate ever. Critics say it smacks of anti-Semitism, but Trump is pointing fingers, tweeting the dishonest media is trying their absolute best to depict a star in a tweet as the Star of David rather than a sheriff's star or a plain star. On CNN, a top Trump aide vouching for the candidate's character.
There was nothing anti-Semitic about our campaign. Certainly nothing anti-Semitic about Mr. Trump.
But no explanation of how the campaign came across that image, which was previously posted in a white supremacist chat room. It's now been changed, the star replaced with a circle. Trump has tried to embrace the Jewish community in the past.
I'm a negotiator like you folks. We're negotiators.
Noting his family connection.
My daughter Ivanka is about to have a beautiful Jewish baby.
But tonight, the Clinton campaign is calling Trump out for using a blatantly anti-Semitic image from racist websites to promote his campaign. They say it's part of a pattern. But now Trump firing back, saying that's ridiculous and that Clinton is just trying to divert attention away from her email scandal.
And Mary Bruce joins us now from Washington. Mary, those conventions just weeks away, and you're now hearing some more about some VP picks.
Yeah, both candidates auditioning potential running mates. Hillary Clinton has been vetting HUD Secretary Julian Castro, who, if picked, would be the first Hispanic on the presidential ticket. Donald Trump has been meeting with Indiana Governor Mike Pence, and just today with Iowa Senator Joni Ernst. Trump tweeting earlier that the only people who are not interested in being his VP pick are the people who have not been asked. Cecilia.
A big week ahead for both sides coming up. Mary, thank you. We want to turn overseas now to a growing wave of deadly terror attacks. 3 suicide bombings reported in Saudi Arabia in the last 24 hours. In Iraq, 10 people killed today in Baghdad. That's a day after the deadliest bombing there in nearly a decade. In just the last week, major attacks in 4 countries, killing more than 200 and 30 people. ABC's Alex Marquardt is here. He is on ISIS calling for even more violence before the end of Ramadan.
A suicide attack tonight at the second holiest site in all of Islam. The bomber stopped by security guards on his way to the mosque where the Prophet Muhammad is buried, detonating his explosives and killing 4. One of 3 attacks in Saudi Arabia in just the last 24 hours, including one near the U.S. consulate in Jeddah. They cap off a spectacularly bloody week as the Muslim holy month of Ramadan ends. In Baghdad, ISIS claimed the massive bombing that took the lives of 167 people, the deadliest attack in war-torn Iraq in nearly a decade. It was 1 a.m. when explosives and a truck ripped through a busy neighborhood. The flames consuming shops and restaurants that moments earlier had been full, parents out with their kids celebrating Ramadan and the end of the school year. ISIS has suffered huge setbacks in Iraq and Syria, losing long-held ground and forces. But those losses somewhat offset by dramatic terrorist attacks. 44 killed last week at Turkey's main airport. Then 20, mostly foreign hostages, killed on Saturday in a restaurant in Bangladesh's capital. Among the dead was Faraz Hussein, who studied in the U.S. and whose family says the attackers let him leave, but he refused to abandon his friends and died with them. These major attacks proving that even with ISIS dramatically weakened, they're still able to terrorize and inspire around the world. Cecilia?
Alex, thank you. And now to Italy and the growing mystery surrounding the death of an American student. 19-year-old Bo Solomon was found dead shortly after arriving in Rome for a study abroad program. His body pulled from a river today. ABC's Gloria Riviera has the latest on the investigation.
Tonight, a deadly mystery unfolding in Rome. 19-year-old American Bo Solomon found dead in the Tiber River today. Described by family as a star student at the University of Wisconsin, a stellar athlete, and a proud cancer survivor.
He had over 15 to 20 procedures growing up throughout his life and was able to overcome all that.
Solomon had just arrived in Italy as part of a summer exchange program. His school in Rome saying he was last seen in a pub with friends early Friday morning. And then he vanished. His roommate alerting the university when Solomon failed to show up later that day for orientation. Desperate for answers, his family flew to Italy on Sunday to work with authorities. Italian news reports and Solomon's brother both say he was found with a large wound on his head, blood on his shirt, his wallet and cell phone missing.
There are also reports, not confirmed yet by police, that there were credit card charges made on Bo Solomon's card after he vanished. His parents have identified the body. They are working with police and authorities at the U.S. Embassy in Rome to try to find out how this happened. Cecilia?
Okay, Gloria, thank you. And back here at home, that state of emergency in Florida caused by a toxic invasion, and it seems it's only getting worse. Beaches closed for the holiday because of dangerous algae spreading in the water. It smells as bad as it looks, if not worse, and the rest of the summer is now in jeopardy. ABC's Eva Pilgrim on how long this could last.
Marinas closed, beaches empty on this holiday weekend. Toxic algae has turned these normally bustling South Florida destinations into ghost towns.
They can't get in the water. It's terrible.
Florida's governor declaring a state of emergency in 4 counties, temporarily closing several beaches along the Treasure Coast because of encroaching pools of algae.
It smells definitely like a toilet, public toilet or something.
This living, putrid green slime is an assault on all the senses.
It smells like death. Dead, rotten fish.
People are complaining of headaches, respiratory issues, and even rashes since the algae arrived.
Red eyes, scratchy throat, so it can be bad.
The blooms can contain dangerous bacteria, and authorities are investigating reports of serious infections. The problem started here in Lake Okeechobee more than 2 weeks ago to prevent flooding. Authorities started releasing water from the lake into canals that unleashed that algae on the coastline. In recent years, dangerous algae blooms have flourished in lakes around the country. Experts say farm fertilizer runoff is largely to blame for the problem.
There has to be someone someplace that be able to do something about it.
Authorities in Florida now scrambling to figure out how to clean all this up. Authorities have not given a definitive timeline on when they will clean this up. As you can see, Cecilia, the algae is still here.
It sure is, Eva. Thank you. And there is still much more ahead on World News tonight on this 4th of July. A fireworks disaster. What happened when one of them landed inside this home?